What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Angry Jackalope Roberts. We're going to talk about some earthquakes. I know we're supposed to do the show live a little bit later on tonight. We might still do that. It all depends. A couple different things. But I figured, fuck it. I got some shit on my mind. I wanted to talk with you guys about some stuff. And make sure certain people are doing what they're supposed to do. Reliant team, you know what's up. E7. Recommendations bug out, but do what you want to do. Let's see here. So a couple of things. The earthquake. Hey, what's up, Paulo? What's up, backwoods? The earthquakes in California, the very first one, 6.4. When I first heard the location where that was at, my first thought immediately was bomb. I thought they were doing some bomb testing out there. It's a naval test site. And I think it made perfect sense after watching telltale signs that certain things are escalating on certain fronts. Hey, what's up, Vixen? And because of that, I was like, holy shit, did they just set off a fucking bomb down there? And I didn't have the seismograph at that time. I didn't have it available. But that was just my first inkling was, shit, they're doing some testing. I wonder what the fuck they're testing. So then, while all of this was going on also, I was seeing the Earth shields kind of buckle really weirdly. And no, CERN's not running, so CERN's not the culprit on this particular collapsing of our shielding. CERN's quiet. They're cold right now. They're not doing anything. So I was like, fuck. Okay. That doesn't mean there's not another group on the planet who couldn't be fucking around with some kind of a collider that we're just unaware of. But it didn't seem to be the same type of collapse that we normally see with CERN. Like when CERN and them do their collapses, the shield just crumples. It gets all kind of stare-like, and it just looks crazy. Hey, what's up, Gary Lee? Another day. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys and say everything is all fucking sunshine and fucking rainbows. I am indeed going through just a world of shit right now, but that's beside the point. That really is beside the point. Hey, Larry, what's up? This particular episode here, we're going to be talking about people on the West Coast and people in California specifically. So if that's not of any interest to you or anything else, then my feelings won't be hurt if you want to bow out. You're like, fuck it, who cares? I've seen some people say some really hurtful things on Facebook when the first 6.4 popped off. I saw somebody post up something like, was I the only one that was disappointed that it wasn't bigger for California? Despite people some people, not all of them, despite some people in California being just really obnoxious assholes, we really shouldn't wish ill will on anybody, regardless of how much we think they deserve it or anything else. But this is this thing I want to get across. That 6.4 was artificial. That was an earthquake that was caused by a bomb. That is my assessment. That's my, I'm not a fucking professional. I'm just doing an observational thing, looking at the signature, looking the way it looks. Typical earthquakes will go like a half a diamond. You'll see it build up, it'll peak, and then it will go down. So a lot of times when animals start freaking the fuck out is they hear that shit way before we do, and they feel the vibrations. They feel it building up. Now, there is a type of... I don't know how to respond to that. You don't need to respond to it, bitch. I wasn't talking to you. There is another type of an earthquake where you have an abrupt slip. And that's where, place will be sitting there, and all of a sudden you have a thrust. But even those have kind of a you'll get signatures of right. You'll see those, and there's a certain seismograph signature. Now, the one that happened on 6.4 earthquake was like a triangle. It just went straight up and then it went down. And that is kind of a telltale signature of a bomb. You have a explosion and then tapers off. So, that being said, 6.4 was a bomb. That's my assessment. And I think the timing lines up. I think things are heating up. I think this could be a new experimental weapon that they're working on. Something that is not been seen before. Something that they want to do. It might not even be nuclear. It might be some other form of, bomb. We'll have to see. Time will tell because, we've never been afraid to use bombs on people. So, the problem now is that particular area also is kind of old volcanic area. There's a lot of holes in the ground. There's a lot of ways the energy can flow through the area. Plus, it doesn't help that there's geothermal plants out there that constantly pump water into the ground, get steam. Steam comes up. Steam creates the electricity. It's the pressure of it anyway. You got a lot of that going on. That's kind of like the equivalent of fracking on the East Coast, right? So, bottom line is a lot of this bullshit is happening, and the energy is not flowing eastward like it should. If we start seeing Texas popping off with 5.0 earthquakes, that's a good sign for California anyway. That's a good sign. This means that energy that's built up and stuck over on over in California will finally move. That's what we want to see. BP Earthwatch just put out a video probably an hour or two ago. Where he was showing the aftershocks that led up to 7.1. And he's showing the aftershocks going on right now. And holy shit. That made me say fuck. So I don't like to do fear porn. I don't like to make people afraid. That's not really my intent. It's not what the fuck I want. But this has bad potential because I've already seen a couple of little earthquakes pop up on the San Andreas. And I saw one pop over in Idaho. That's northward. We don't want north. We want east. Okay? And we want it to go across the bottom of the Craton plate. We don't want it to hang out and keep building pressure in that area because buildup of pressure and constant popping off of larger and larger and larger earthquakes will eventually trigger off San Andreas. If San Andreas pops and it's something reasonably large and that energy travels back up and it hits along, pops off and goes up into the Cascadia, well, now we've got real situations because if Cascadia, San Andreas, Hayward, etc., those guys all start to get triggered and pop like a big puzzle being aggravated heavily, we could see problems all along the West Coast, leading up as far away as Alaska. Because the last time Cascadia popped seriously, and it caused a tsunami, the highest one on record hit up in Alaska, but that's because it just went up this little inlet and the water just had to go up somewhere, and it just ended up getting really big, and I think it was over 1,200 feet or something like that. So, that's the gist of this. We need to keep an eye on stuff. The other problem is that solar wind is about to hit on the 8th. So if we can make it past the 8th or the 9th, past that push, that will be a good thing. If we're still seeing the aftershocks numbers by which we are seeing them right now, holy fuck. If they just keep going, like I heard some lady say, this could go on for years. And I'm like, no, it should not go on for years. It should dissipate naturally the way it's supposed to and flow eastward and be done with it. you know, until the next pressure point or something else comes along. Should not continually build, pop, build, pop bigger, build, pop even bigger. That's not what's supposed to happen here. So again, people in the West Coast, get your preps. For the love of God, go buy some fucking water before they start price gouging. Because I remember after the earthquake in '89, motherfuckers were out there with water, selling water for like $5 a bottle and shit. And this is in '89. So, have batteries, flashlights, candles. Water is the most important thing. I don't give a shit about anything else because, as I said on Facebook earlier, you can go 3 weeks without food. You can only go 3 days without water. So you better have some fucking water. Better have some fucking water. I also said, shit, if I was on the West Coast and I was planning on doing vacation with the kids, fuck it, let's go. Take a fucking vacation, get the fuck out of there. I'm not saying I think anything crazy like California is going to sink into the fucking ocean or anything else, but I do think with the way that this pressure is growing, it could cause some problems. I'm not saying it's going to kill a shit ton of people, but it could cause some serious ripple effect problems. So take that with a grain of salt. So that's that. That's it. That's all I really wanted to talk about because, you know, I think the stuff with Russia and America, I think a lot of that is theater. But one thing that I did find interesting was that sub incident happened in Antarctica. That sub, it can go really deep. And there have been a whole lot of problems with internet infrastructure stuff. A lot of the cloud-based things are having issues. We're seeing some outage things happening on things with messaging capabilities. I found that was very interesting as well. And it makes me very uncomfortable when you have all of these things that seem kind of ambiguous in of themselves, but all happening at the same time. That's what's got my spider senses going. And that's why I'm sharing with you guys. Because really, you know, at the end of the day, the Angry Jackalope Show, like, I'm going to leave this video up. I'll leave this video up probably, I don't know, a week. And then, you know, if I start to see that earthquake moving east, I'll take this motherfucker down. But the reality is, I think shit, probably, maybe 30, 40 people will see this shit in the time that I need them to see it. And they may take some information and call their loved ones and friends and family over on the West Coast. And they might paraphrase some shit that I'm saying here, which is completely fine. Bottom line is, if you got friends and family on the West Coast, for the love of God, call them up. Don't have to scare them or anything. Just randomly ask them, hey, how's their preps going? How's their water? Things of that nature. If nothing else, they're fucking broke. Who gives a shit? Tell them, go buy a couple of cases of fucking water. It's going to cost you $4 or $5. Get some fucking ramen. Cost you $2. And then at least you got something to squirrel away. Just in case. And if nothing bad happens, fucking start drinking your water and shit. You know? You should be drinking fucking water anyway. So that's it, guys. That's all I want to talk about on that. Let's see, my stuff. You know, I'm not gonna get into my stuff. Just because it's really not worth it. There's no teachable elements to it. There's nothing of value really. It's just not. But suffice to say, I've had some issues going on lately. It's not health related or anything like that. It's just you know, it's just situations that people get in, and my birthday's coming up. I think I have some midlife crisis shit going on, and I'm just wrestling with things like my mortality. I have a lot of friends and family that are getting sick and dying, and things of that nature, and so my head's just not been in a really good place lately. And I just really haven't had the desire to do videos or anything else. I just really haven't. I've been writing. I've been doing a whole lot of writing, and I've been enjoying that. And of course, I've been working. So that's that. As far as things getting better, getting worse, fuck, I don't know. You know, I just kind of every day I get up, I do what I'm supposed to do, and we just go from there. You know, I see the things that I can do, things that I can work on, and you know, that's that. So that's it. What do you got there, Garen? Picked up a new blade this week, the Cold Steel Peacemaker 2. Nice, very nice. So yeah, I'll keep this video right here short. I'll do another video later. We'll do another video later on this evening, where it'll just be the regular Angry Jackalope show, and I don't know, maybe I can find some fun shit to talk about or whatever. Actually, I do have some things I can review and talk about, so we'll just do that. We'll do that later. But again, if you have friends and family on the West Coast, specifically Southern California, secondarily would be Northern California, and then tertiary, like people higher West Coast, like Oregon, Washington, shit like that. People over there, just let them know also. Make sure you get your fucking water preps. Reliant members, you guys already know what the fuck to do. I don't have to call that shit out. You guys know what you should be doing anyway. And remember, fuck FEMA. 72 hours is bullshit. If you can't afford, you know, any more than 72 hours, that's fine. But really, you should have 3 weeks. You should have 3 fucking weeks of prep, if not more. And I always try to tell that to the Reliant members and anybody else. You're not just prepping for yourself, because at the end of the day, when shit goes bad, every single person around you is either going to be an ally or is going to be an enemy. And it's going to serve you much better to be on people's good side and help out the people that deserve it, and then act very quickly with purpose for people that are problematic. It's as if shit hits the fan, you know. Just know, if things do go bad and something happens and you only got 72 hours worth of shit, then remember, 72 hours is not that much fucking time. Oh yeah, Garen, I remember that movie. And we don't have a Superman to fucking fly around a planet backwards to make time go back. You know, the fucking ironic thing is Superman would have killed everybody with that backwards shit. You know, planet stops spinning, everybody would go fucking flying off the planet and fucking die. Anyway, that's it, guys. I got nothing else. So I will do a show later on tonight, barring any kind of really horrible, fucked up situation that might arise. But other than that, I should be there. So, same bad time, same bad channel. That's it for now. Let's see, what is that? You have insurance for your car, house, and life. Why not 3 weeks to help your family? Exactly. Exactly. That's what I say. But that's just me, I guess. As far as some of my friends and family. Jesus Christ. So that's it. Be safe, guys. I will see you soon. Bye.